Hello and welcome. This is the Daily Dharma. My name is Dina. Thank you so much for joining. We've got our cleansing herbs. We've got the yerba santa and patchouli in here helping us to connect. And also the Lady of Guadalupe candle, cleansing, purifying. And yesterday this message from the back of the candle jumped out. It says, Our Lady of Guadalupe, mystic rose, who renders, gives, and provides to all who call upon thee in their needs. Skipping ahead, asking for the blessing I need to keep the faith, sweet hope among the bitterness of life, warm charity, and the precious gift of ultimate perseverance. Ask now for the grace that you desire and pray for that to occur. In gratitude for this beautiful day, for the elementals. It's hot and balmy here, and we've got a nice breeze, which might challenge at the same time as provide the relief. So we've got a bunch of cards already laid out on the table here. As you can see, we're outdoors, so I do apologize for me shaking the table or any outdoor noise. I hope that you appreciate the little noises of nature. So I do believe this message is for you if you have been going back and forth with feelings of being drained or standing at some type of a threshold between one way of being and the aspired way of being, releasing some sense of negativity or loss or something like that. And because of the cards that we have laid out here, you may even be dealing with grief over a change, a transition, personal identity shifting, or even a physical death of somebody important to your story. So let's begin. So we have, as I said, many cards being laid out here, and I'll let you know too, the wind, as I said, is kicking pretty good, so we pulled out gemstone for today that wanted to come in is Amazonite. I have a little tumbled selection here, some nice easy light green with some banding here. And please excuse my gardener's hands. It's hard to keep them out of the dirt this time of year. So Amazonite, I'll just give you a quick synopsis. It helps with connecting our physical to etheric bodies, has a powerful filtering action. It helps to block any type of geopathic stress, such as, any type of, let's say, the influx of energies from sun, from cosmos, the earth itself creating the change that we're all going through. It also helps alleviate any stress and pollution from things like microwaves, computers, cell phones, and such. Extremely soothing to brain and nervous system and aligns physical with etheric, maintaining optimum health, balances masculine and feminine energies, and many aspects of the personality, helping you to see both points of an argument or opposite viewpoints, and also helps soothe emotional trauma, alleviates worry and fear, dispels negative energy and aggravation. Anything else? It assists with heart and throat to enhance loving communication and also opens up third eye and intuition. So it helps to manifest that universal love and also helps to the body to process and absorb calcium, which of course helps with multiple things such as muscle spasm, bone, teeth, osteoporosis, etc. That's enough about that one. So that one wanted to pop into the reading as well. At the time of this broadcast, the sun is just about, sun and moon are just about to move into the new moon, where the moon catches up with the sun once a month, 13 times a year, and they'll both be in Gemini. So I looked at the Sabian symbols, very interesting couple of things. So today the sun is between the 14th and 15th degree. So the 14th degree is two people at widely different points are in conversation with each other by means of telepathy. So this can be somebody on the other side of the veil, or our higher self, or the past self, kind of tugging us back into some type of reminiscence, because we have the remembrance card, closing door, and we've got gates of heaven with the threshold. We'll get into all of this. The 15th degree of Gemini says two Dutch children talking and studying their lessons together. So this is interesting. So in conjunction with those two, I would suggest that possibly there are individuals helping each other to heal by means of telepathy through dream space, envisioning, manifestation. And then moving into the 16th degree, where we're coming into the new moon connection there, it says a woman activist on a platform giving an emotional speech, dramatizing her cause. So this may be for many of us the need to advocate for self, or to have a call to action for other people that are important in our life, or to perhaps even market for something, but giving some type of a speech about the importance of what you're conveying or what you're looking for the buy-in. Like, oh, I've got this new product, why is it important? You give a speech about the why, not like the good price and the deal, because people don't care what you have until they know how it pertains and is relevant to what they need. So there are all of those considerations coming through. But I would suppose on the wider world stage, we'll see perhaps different messages being broadcast in one way or another, either about some type of a cause in general, or women's issues, or in the political arenas. So be on the lookout for that. And the last one that I wanted to read was Mars. Mars right now on Tuesday, the time of this broadcast, is moving from the 26th to 27th, and at the time of the new moon will be from the 27th to the 28th degree. And then very shortly thereafter, it will be moving into the first degree of Taurus. So as we switch the page here, so it's one page too far. Hope that wind isn't too loud on the microphone here. So starting here, let's start with Aries 2025. A double promise reveals its inner and outer meanings. And this really brings up, again, with the telepathy and with even face-to-face conversations. I was watching somebody recently talking about the layered communication that some of us are perceiving. Not everybody has that potential. They see everything at face value. They don't really investigate or look below into the semi-conscious or subconscious or repressed nature of expression and feelings that come through our verbal and nonverbal clues. And all of these are communicating that multidimensional awareness and triggering us to sense and feel things about what's being communicated. So this double promise can really be like, somebody's like, oh yeah, I'll get that, and we know that they're not going to get that. And in some cases people will say, oh yeah, I'm super busy, but yeah, I'd love to get that for you. And so really it's an invitation for you to let them off the hook. So there's these things coming out where we may need to be that feminine. All those air quotes again. I did that a couple times yesterday. My apologies if that if that isn't your thing. So the feminine of aspect of self needs to step forward and say, I hear what you're saying, but I also understand that I can only expect this, and this, in that we may not vocalize that, but we may need to hold somebody to task on something or to truly express how the impact comes through and the benefits to them actually taking care of that now instead of putting it off for later, something like that. So then it moves into the 26th degree of Aries, a man possessed of more gifts than he can hold. So is it us that has so much abundance that we can really start sharing forth, or is it that somebody else is holding and needs to share some of their abundance with us? It's something about sharing resources, and resourcefulness here is a big key phrase in the reading. Through this 27th degree, through imagination, a lost opportunity is regained. So here is that manifestation. There's my dog running up. Go inside. Go inside. Go on. So through imagination, this is us envisioning. One moment. Excuse me. Through imagination, so that's the envisioning, the manifestation. So if somebody has let you down by double promises or double meanings, or has not really been able to meet themselves, thus meet you in some type of a manner, all these little cotton fairies everywhere, through you using your sense of creative imagination, you're able to convey your meaning and your limits in a whole new way. Moving to the 28th degree, a large disappointed audience. So this may be something that needs to be conveyed, that other individuals are looking for something. There's also here on the table quite a bit about expectations that others hold for you, and perhaps even with the expectations of others that have become reliant on you to do for them, and now you're asking or demanding for them to do something else or to delegate forward. To the 29th degree, the music of the spheres. And I just want to bring this in real quick. That's a reference to the planetary hums. The Earth has its own om hum, and so do the other planets. They all move at a certain frequency, and all of these frequencies are filtering through the earth and through our atmosphere and through our aura and into our physical being. So the music of the spheres is coming through, and it's a turning point to Aries 30, a duck pond and its young brood. And then into the first degree of Taurus, a clear mountain stream flows steadily downstream. So I hope that wasn't too much with the Sabians. It's just showing that progression of how sometimes we need to really speak things into being, in order to create the proper flow for us to be able to not feel like we're pushing the spheres up the mountain constantly. We need to delegate and allow others the blessing of handling their own business. And that came out yesterday. Seems like this is a continuation message. So let's get into what's on the table right now. One of the very first cards that popped out was from the Love Notes from the Universe deck, and it says, prepare to be astounded. Send them love, wish them peace, see them happy, everyone always forever, and prepare to be astounded. The Universe. P.S. Oh man, and will you ever become a big-time manifester? So prepare to be astounded as you speak something in the right way and create a firm boundary or whatever needs to come through. And we'll get into the other parts of the grief process and letting go here in a minute, but let's go through the cards as they came out. The first two from the code cards, root chakra, the first foundational root chakra, and synergy, working with what is, what we have, and with our humble beginnings, any type of stress, and it's like that saying about if you stumble, make it part of the dance. There's something here about we may not have been born with a silver spoon in our mouth. We may not have 100 people rushing our door saying, "Oh, I want to give you my money for your creative gifts, and I want to celebrate all of your successes, and I want to whatever it might be." We may not have those cheerleaders over in the background giving us a round of applause, and that is part of um, this testing phase. So this is another key phrase for today's reading, is that this is one of those universal tests where we are surpassing the expectations perhaps that we even held for self, but in that process there's that lag time of being able to perceive everything that's coming in for us, all of the treasures that are at hand. And so the way that we work with what is going to be key to unlocking more, to releasing that energetic drain, leaving us feeling that we should, would, or could do more in some type of a way. And it's really setting up a firm stepping off point, a firm foundation, um, another few levels up from where we think that we have just come from and been. And we're starting to understand how to work with these energies, how to speak things forward, how to ask for that support or buy-in, whatever the situation is. Um, and this says the frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, and relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co creations can give birth to a new reality. So, creating this buy in, creating this working force, maybe there's something that you've been doing on your own and you're thinking of taking on a group or an employee or a partnership here to help yourself to move out of this draining situation. I think we'll go down the code cards first because that one, it had that keyword allowance here. In the middle, we have remembrance, which I'm going to read in a moment. And then we have the allowance card. So that firm foundation, working with what is, then we want to, or Spirit is wanting us to remember something key. So, again, that key to moving forward is by leveraging the assets that we already have, and gathering resources comes out here. So, remembrance supports our memory of everything we've gone through as a soul and body and beyond, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. So, something else coming out a little bit later about grace and the way that we approach this transition point. And then the allowance card invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So something big is already underway, and it's spelling out here that we keep getting this closing door, this ending of what has been, but it's almost like that the energies are taking their time in resolving, and that we are kind of faltering a little bit with the newness of everything. And so, whether this is an enterprise or a new job, a new relationship, or a new group of people that you're involving yourself with, or a brand new vision that you are pursuing or exploring. And there's also those people that are dealing with that grief of change and letting someone go from the heart space, from the physical, and maintaining the link in a whole new way and becoming accustomed to the way that we can still be connected and the telepathic heart-based level. Let's go across the rows. So with the root chakra synergy, the first card out is this many masks the authentic self. And this seems like part of the transition of moving from all of the various skills, all of the coping mechanisms, all of the ways and means that we've come through experiences, and perhaps overdoing or um, overdoing coming through with this sense of being drained. As we learn these lessons and integrate these lessons, there's a bit of resistance that was called out here. And as we allow the resistance um, to educate us further on what that means for us, it's like we are learning how to utilize that alchemically to shift everything and to utilize those as skills. So I've seen this pain before, now I know how to heal that later. Closing door. There's not much to be said about that except, like I said, we're kind of standing at the threshold. And next comes benefactor, grace, and generosity. Grace, again, in that remembrance. It's like I was seeing this in two ways, as in like the grace that we are offering those that are still learning as we're making our demands, creating this dramatic speech for buy-in, doing it with grace and generosity. It's like there are also key elements that we need to relinquish and compromise, but without compromising self. And so there's, if we want someone to help us, we need to make it worth their time, so to speak. So there's this give and take. It could be with a home situation or a job situation in particular, but I feel like the more that we are prepared to utilize our ability to shapeshift and be a chameleon and leverage our skills that we've developed over time, the more that the universe is able to step into our situation and gracefully direct us further towards more abundance and allowing others to feed that back in for us, if that makes sense. So the universe is stepping in, and also an exchange of assets, a partnership that's co-creative and synergy, creates synergy between where we all have our assets. Then again, that first breath, beginner's mind, happening at the end of the row here, is like that new transition. And then she has a mask on. So it's like which mask suits each purpose. And before, where the many masks are just kind of around, and this is a very stoic, has no arms. It's like feeling tied up and bound and like a statue, like things aren't shifting. But as we step through this threshold, completing that situation and closing the door on overly compromising or other people's expectations, here we have the beginner's mind stepping forward, showing us that there's a whole new way. We've already been doing so much. Now we can do it with a new energy and freeing up our energy from resistance into co-creation and creativity and the flow therein. The remembrance line, the first one out is Divine Feminine, the cosmic womb. And this was reminding me of this line in a Not Go in Medicine for the People song where it's like, more grace, more meaning unfolding. Take a look at myself from my third eye. Everything's already all right, always all right, always all right. This is an incubation period, and we need to remember that we are being held in the embrace of the divine, and that this is all happening for us and not to us. So as we can perceive of the blessings within the challenges, and the opportunities to self-advocate or to set firm boundaries or to compromise. These are also gifts that we can learn to unpack in a whole new way. And here, this mindful card, group think, this is the card that I was seeing as other people's expectations and the way that their mind is kind of closed in some way, but there's this keyhole, and then there's also a key over here. This reminds me of Ewa from Avatar. And back here, there's this cat with the music, playful muse, joyful muse in the cards is another card that's showing itself. It's like other people's dashed expectations, that disappointed audience. While we go and tap into our creative muse, these people are going to need to learn how to unlock their own lessons, and we can assist them, but we can't do it for them. We can't keep trying to heal for other people. We can lead them to the water, but they need to learn to drink, or so on. So 21 next, the gatherer. This, look at this harvest. I'm sensing that this is you really disengaging from those external expectations and really gathering your resources, gathering your wits about you, making your plan, gathering your tribe, and really getting together with those individuals who also want to help you co-create, to envision, to work with the precursors to the physical manifestation. And I'm seeing you really tending your seeds, creating seeds of abundance, planting things literally or figuratively in your life that are going to come to fruition for you, not for other people. Like, I find myself going above and beyond what some people would do for themselves because I see the way, but that doesn't help, it enables. And so drawing back that, I think, again, what is it that I could do for myself but have not done for myself? As I pull back that energy, there's less resistance now to remembering what it is I'm here to do with all my short time. Life is so short. Yeah, we share. This comes right under grace and generosity, but as we serve ourselves, that's how we serve others. There's two sayings. There's one, like a biblical one, that God helps those that help themselves, Spirit helps those that help themselves. But also Lao Tzu talking about how if you want to change all of humanity, then change all of yourself. Change is always good in this way. And as we gather our experiences and gather our wits and gather our seeds, we're really getting into something enormous. And here we have cat or pillar, opportunity. And these, some of these cards, the door and the caterpillar, is reminding me of a deck that I don't own, but it has door to spirit, adjacent possibilities, and a few others. And it was talking about how if we can close a door that hasn't led us anywhere except around in a circle, or maybe it's a closet that has no attic, no other way out, we can just close that door. We've explored that, and now, having closed that door, we're open to all of these other possibilities. You know, is there an attic? Is there a window? Is there a floor hatch? Are there other doors to other realms, other places, other people, other resources? Can we ask for mentorship? Can we go and seek inspiration through music, art, poetry, through other individuals? If you're looking at your social media for inspiration, are you following the right people? Are you taking in the right type of higher minded information, something that helps, something that inspires, something that supports, something that heals, something that uplifting, versus somebody that's, oh girl, he's cheating on you, and oh da 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 da, third party this, and unbeknownst to you there's something else, be afraid, you know, fear mongers are everywhere. We need to guard our energy from the suggestion, because in that suggestion we can also manifest negatively accidentally. So closing out this line, we have jeweled web, connectivity 32. So the web is your resource. We can create the neural nets in our head through the information that we take into ourselves. We can utilize the social media platforms and those resources. We can gather the right information to assist us to move forward or to help us heal something that has been elusive to us. We can seek mentors. It's free. Quite a bit of this information is free. On the allowance line here, always running short on time. Crown Games, right use of power comes out between many masks, authentic self, and cosmic womb, divine feminine. Are we avoiding our own success accidentally? Are we playing our own power games because of the feeling of either disloyalty or disengagement or disrespect? Making our demands, are we also being passive aggressive? Are we being overtly aggressive? Are others doing that to us? And has some situation that has potential and opportunities here, has it degenerated into something that doesn't serve? And how can we uplift that? How can we believe something into being? And is it possible or is it not? Because if it's not, close the door, complete the cycle, move on with your life. 62, Will-O-the-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Both the shadows of self and the shadows of the world comes forth with that saying from the Tao: what is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? And so we need each other. We need individuals on all levels and all types of expression. It helps us to grow, evolve, and change, and it helps us to have a clientele, and it helps us to have mentors. And so there's no room here for envy or jealousy or comparisons or contrasting. We are all divinely where we're at. So then we have this sweat lodge coming up. Some of these cards came up yesterday too, so you may want to check that one out. This to me is again about that closing door and being able to walk away from something and into your own success. So close the door on others' expectations and engage the treasures that are right there for the awakening you. And that shadow being different, it is. And then the last two here, we've got gathering around, power of community. Again, with that connectivity, your friends, your colleagues, and the net can really be your gifts and help you to heal. Woodwives, adaptability. You're learning something very astounding. And I want to jump to these cards. Here we have Gates of Heaven with the Threshold and Empress of the Pearl. So these ones are talking about our ability to make this huge leap of faith and consciousness into a whole new way of being. We're running out of time here, but there's definitely us gathering our understanding and authority in the heart